Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends who watch my content and to everyone who celebrates this holiday. And today, in honor of my American subscribers and everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving, I'm making a very special treat for you. But before we get to that, I want us to make a special lunch for my family. And I'm really, guys, do you know how it's such an honor when people trust you to cook for them. Like, it's such an honor. People can tell you, we don't want you to cook for us. You don't cook good food. But I feel so honored for being entrusted to ensure that everyone's stomach is full today, and we're making a very special lunch. We would call it matoke, but it's a mixture of arrowroots, bananas, potatoes, and doing bananas, removing bananas is the worst part for me because I don't like how it sticks. Those things stick on your hands. Yeah, so this is a spot. I usually apply oil on my hands and we do the thing. I hate like removing bananas from their outer part. What's the name of that act? Please someone tell me down in the comment section. But there's one thing I love about bananas. You see, like cutting them into pieces once you're done. Wow, that is so satisfying. But here comes now the hard part. After doing the bananas, you must wash your hands. And it's so sticky on your hands. You wash, you scrub. Oh my goodness. I did this 2 times. I even had, like, I did the first one. I saw it's not coming out. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is not enough. Let me go and get some hot water because my hands were still so sticky. Why do bananas do this to us? But they're very delicious anyways. Let's give them that. They're very delicious. The countryside has a way of making you remember so much about your childhood if you grew up in the countryside. When I was young, okay, I don't know, what can I say? Not when I was young, because my mom still does it. You know, she used to wake up in the morning and she would put on the fire. She would put on the fire on the firewood and she would tell us, hey, she would leave now the tea on the firewood and tell us, hey, you check out the tea. I'm going maybe to Chama or something like that. Mostly this used to be in the morning. She used to be in this Chama. Chama is where like women come together, like they kind of save up some money as women of the community. And it used to be in the morning, and sometimes she would do that, leave the tea, and me and my sister would sleep. And by the time we wake up, the tea is already pouring everywhere. And she would not be easy on us when we did that. Oh my goodness, such a memory. Oh my goodness, the smoke. The smoke is such a memory, such that I have to get something to blow it away from me. These things from maize, they have too much smoke. Don't use them in your kitchen if you can't handle it. Oh, the food is ready. This makes me miss my mom. I think this is one of her most favorite foods. When you add those Oh, if this had some pumpkins in there and maybe just a small piece of meat. Hey, oh my goodness, this is so delicious. Okay, I don't want to keep you guessing for long. Let me just tell you what we're having. We're having something called high tea. Oh my goodness, high tea. We are having high tea, guys. This is a special treat for you, my American friends who celebrate Thanksgiving. So, high tea is something I discovered recently. And it's so funny that I discovered it recently and Thanksgiving is here and I was like, what will I do for you guys? And this is what I thought about. So high tea, I saw it in a vlog. I've been researching about it. I'm not so good at knowing what high tea is supposed to be, but I'm going to do my best. So I'll be baking a cake from scratch. That's how special you are to me, guys. I'll be baking a cake from scratch for you, and we'll be doing this on firewood. Are you ready to see how we do this? Let's go! If I'm going to be honest with you, Thanksgiving is not something we Kenyans or most Africans celebrate. And even if I go and ask my mother right now, I go and ask my grandma right now, what is Thanksgiving? Definitely they won't know that is, but being exposed, you learn so much. And also another thing, we are cooking this cake on firewood, and what you've seen me do there is put some sand on a sufuria, and I'm going to preheat it. This is going to be our oven. It's going to be our oven because we don't have an electric one, or like, you know what I mean, right? So we will preheat it so that it can be hot by the time we are done preparing the ingredients. So let's pick some eggs and everything in between. Our ingredients for the special cake is going to be margarine, sugar, milk, eggs, wheat flour, baking powder. I hope I've mentioned everything. So you mix margarine first with sugar. You mix. If you have a mixer, this is going to be easier for you. But if you don't, you can still do this with just a simple mwiko. And then when you're done mixing that, when you see it's like becoming a cream, you start adding your eggs. You add your eggs one by one. When you add one egg, you mix until it makes a cream. Then you add another egg just like that. I'm using 3 eggs for this. Then after that, add milk, add your wheat flour, and your baking powder, and you'll have made the entire cake. The only thing that will be remaining is for you to cook it. I really wanted to make a vanilla cake, but you know, I thought there was vanilla in the house, but when I went to check, the vanilla was expired. It was a vanilla for 2020, so it's definitely expired by now. I was trying to use the sieve to sieve the flour, but oh my goodness, we say haha negote, like it was going so slow, so I decided just to add the wheat flour. Yeah. Once I was done mixing everything, I had a smaller sufuria. This one I was going to, like, I ensured this sufuria was small enough to fit in the sufuria with the sand. So you just apply margarine, then put on some wheat flour, and then you add now your ingredient, your mixture. Oh my goodness. Can't wait for this to be ready. Let me tell you, our oven is really hot. Like if you want to make cake, even if you don't have an electric oven, you have no excuse. So you also add some fire on top of the lid. Ensure the lid is still or something that cannot burn. And put some fire on top so that the top part can also cook, the top part of the cake. And add your mashaki, these maize combs. You add them, they're really smoky, but you can handle this, you can do this, right? And one mistake I made at first was not putting fire, but you're supposed to put fire down there. And let's switch for our cake. To be honest, this felt so beautiful. I'm glad I did this. And our cake, look at it. This is magnificent. This was so lovely. It was kind of spongy, but the down part kind of burned. But if I knew, I would have just cut down the but it was really delicious. This felt like a date with myself and my subscribers. So this is me and you guys. It was so delicious. Tell me if I broke any rules for high tea. And it was around 6 p.m. here. You can hear the crickets. It was around 6 p.m. and I heard high tea is supposed to be taken around that time, but I didn't have a fork. I didn't even have a plate to place the cake. But this was a solo high tea date with my subscribers, so I don't need a plate. I need the world to for real. Yeah, this was really lovely, to be honest. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and blessings to you.